So, like, what inspired you to start Chasing Hope, and like, what moment made you commit to the mission?
It's funny because I've been getting this question a lot. So I'm approaching in August the first year I've been working on this. And I always start with the part, well, I just woke up one day with this idea. And it actually started before that. It started when I was having the dream. So the dream that I was having, there's 3 pieces to the dream. It was like a montage almost, right? So the first dream was I'm sitting in a kitchen and I have a baby in each arm. And one baby is like 7 months and the other baby's like a newborn. I knew they weren't my babies and I knew they weren't grandbabies. And I had a girl over here cooking and another girl at the table with me doing homework. And I assume I was probably holding their babies. So that was the first dream. The second dream was I'm at a graduation with a crowd of people, and we're just like making the most noise at the graduation
Don't tell this guy that.
right. That's why I looked at him.
I would never hold someone for celebrating their child's accomplishments.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
So
at a movie, don't fuck with me.
So I'm at this graduation. We're causing a scene because somebody's graduating, and again, I knew that the feeling that I had in the dream, I knew it wasn't my kid. I knew that I was there for somebody else, but I knew we were celebrating somebody graduating.
Right.
The third part of the dream was I'm sitting behind cameras and all these things, and me and I guess my team were watching somebody sign a college scholarship or something. They got signed to go play ball or something at a college or something. This was a boy. He didn't have anybody by him, and he's signing his stuff. And then at the end of it, he's like motioning us to come up with him to take pictures and giving us hugs and stuff. So I assume that was probably one of my kids graduating college.
Right.
I mean, going to a college or something to play ball. So then I woke up and I'm like, this was weird. This was interesting because none of these were my kids. And then 2, I feel like I need to create an opportunity to get kids to these places. So later on that day, I went and I was doing a lot of community work with my Aunt Ida Ross Freeman. Rest in peace, Aunt Ida. And she's been a respite parent for foster care my whole life. Well, she was in her 70s when she passed, and we're going around community, we're working, she's having these kids come up to her like, Aunt Ida, I'm hungry, Miss Ida. I don't have nowhere to stay, Miss Ida. Like, I don't have nowhere to go. These people want me at their house. I'm uncomfortable. I can't go to school. I can't focus. And I knew that this was an issue when I was in school because I was friends with everybody. And I mean, everybody. And a lot of my friends were actually foster kids. One of them specifically had a baby, and she lost the baby. The foster home took the baby and kicked her out, kept the baby, raised the baby. She never got the baby back, even though she did everything she was supposed to. She went to college, and she's a great lady. But she never got the baby back. So I always kept that in the back of my mind. And then working with my aunt, I'm seeing these kids still have the same issue. And I'm like, what is going on here? So then I'm like, we need to figure out a gap, or we need to figure out how to fill this gap. So I started doing research, and I realized there's no place in Ohio for kids like this, for kids 16 to 18, 15, 14, for them to go if they're facing homelessness. So then Chasing Hope House was the name that was in my dream. That was the name that was on the logo, in the shirt. The logo was in my dream. The name was in my dream. So then I just like, okay, this is what we're doing. So I tell my aunt, I'm like, listen, Aunt Ida, I have this idea. And she's like, it's not going to work. They're not going to support you. They don't want to work with you. They don't want you to do these kind of things. And my Aunt Ida's experience in Canton specifically was a lot of adversity, a lot of battling. She wasn't able to do a lot of the things, and maybe because of her delivery, she was very intense. And a black woman that started school the first time that schools became unsegregated, so she had a little bit of prejudice, mindset as well. Not her fault, because that was her experience. So when I brought this idea to her, she's like, nah, they're not going to do it. It's not going to work. They're not going to support you. I'm like, Aunt Ida, I'm doing this. Like, this is what I'm doing. I feel like this is what I need to do. Mind you, I came from insurance. So
it was like a whole different world.
It was a whole different ballgame. I had no idea what I was doing at all. So I called Job and Family, didn't get any answer. Was trying to figure out something. So what I did was I just went straight to the state. I called the state. I was like, hey, I have an idea. They were like, we have orientation for our group homes and our behavioral health facilities on this day. Come up. So I drove to Columbus by myself with really not any, just the plan in my mind, and talked to them about it. There were 47 people in that class. There was 2 from Northeast Ohio. There was 1 there for an independent living facility license, and that was me. Everybody else was there for a behavioral health facility and a foster home license, which to me was concerning, because why do we just want behavioral health facilities and group homes? So I told the state what my idea was, and they're like, this is awesome. Like, we don't have anything like this. It's needed. Here's what you need to do. This is a license you need. So the state was just on board immediately. So from there, I came back home and I just hit the ground running. I'm like, okay, this is how it's going to work. This is what it's going to look like. These are how I'm going to set it up. I intentionally made it a nonprofit because I wanted people to know that the intention wasn't for us to be profitable. It's for the profit for us will be successful teenagers and young adults.